Hello, Jim Howard here in Fort Worth, Texas. Today's date, it is September, let's see, no, it's October 30th of 2022. Let's see how many days are in this month. Oops. Okay, there's 31 days, so tomorrow will be the 31st. Let's see. So, what's going on today? See if I can move this over here without knocking over all these cans of Coke. That would be a mess. And this is the shield thing, buffer to keep some sound out away from your microphone or whatever. And I don't know, I haven't seen any great, the little that I've played with it, success with it. Let me move these cameras out of the way. Okay. Let me move the medicine out of the way and the thing of salt. Okay. Now, there's these, let's see, books and notebooks. Ouch. The manual for one of my old digital cameras. Put that over there. Then these notebooks that I write down stuff in. And this, which I have had for a while, and I need to, but I'm going to wait to start on the first day of the month. That'll give me a chance to put this off. I need to study for my general class amateur radio license, and I'm already putting it off. And so, okay, wait a minute. This is my Samsung notebook. Let's see, is it a notebook or is it a tablet? No, it's a notebook. And it is Chrome, I think. I think it's a Chrome. Yeah, it is. Chrome operating system. I'm not going to throw that and take a chance, you know. I put it right over here. Ouch. Hit the microphone, didn't I? So, let me move back a little bit. I purchased this a while back. They have different sizes, you know. And I've used it a few times. And ouch. Okay, let me put it just like this. I don't think this is going to, don't think that's going to really work. Let me move this microphone here a little bit, or not, the camera here. Oops. Okay. Okay. Well, let's try this. Slide the monitor down. Didn't look like it came down very much. slide this one down. Okay, gotta adjust this. Okay, there we go. That's on monitor 1, by the way. We had a discussion the other day. Monitor 1, monitor 2. Okay, now I have the hardware actually set up, and I have the monitors. I have a closet full of monitors. I could, I could have a third monitor hooked up. But I want some workspace. Anyway, let's see if, here is the microphone. Okay. Okay, I've got it, well, I guess it could go here. Well, it needs to come over a little bit more. Let me get him. I've got a tie or something, I think. Okay, which one of these is the microphone? Oh, oh no, wait, that's, yeah, that's as far as that's going to go. Well, let's see. Well, maybe go a little bit this way. Maybe that. So I could still do it this way. And that would let me watch, that would let me watch, the monitors. But this is off to the side. Well, I don't know. I guess I'll play with this a little bit. And usually what happens is I put it away. I've used it most, not at all. I'm sort of wondering if I shouldn't go back to the old headset. I used that for months, or for a long time. The microphone there in front of your face and then the headphones on. Excuse me. It's 8 a.m. in the morning. Well, let's see what's going on over here. I watch a lot of these, for some reason, these videos on the people towing cars and fixing up cars and doing that kind of stuff. And that interests me, that Logitech StreamCam there. I haven't purchased that one, but I watched some of these car chases, pit maneuvers and stuff like that. I don't know, the car chases, I get really upset and pissed. It just upsets me to see the insanity of these people running from the police. Here's 4 crazy dash cam moments. Let's see. Steve Bannon threatens Flushy and family will be hunted. Let's see, is this a LX FZ 300 I have? I'm gonna sneeze. Ah, I hope that this camera's not so dusty. That's the reason I'm. No, this is the FC 200. I'm gonna sneeze again. No, this is. Oh, you can't see. Wait a minute. Let me back up then here. Keep forgetting about that. Here's the Panasonic FZ200 telephoto. I think it's where does it say? Someplace here. Come on, I know it's on here. Oh, it's on the lens, I think. Yeah, 25 to 600. That's really. I remember having this in Miami, Florida, and the apartment we were renting or whatever, it was on the like a busy street, and there was about a block away some people working on I don't think it was a power line, I think it might have been computer lines or something up in a pole or whatever. I could zoom right in and see, really nice, see exactly what they're working on. This, a pocket size Panasonic LX7. I think they're up to like the LX10. But, these, it's just, oops, I turned it on accident. That's unusual. Oh, I see it was already on. Oh, okay. So, no, it wasn't. Huh. Why did that happen? Huh. It's odd. Been so long since I've used it. Anyway, I have the microphone over here. There you can see it actually, can't you? Yeah. Got this thing. Okay, back over here. I don't think you saw that. Okay. Yeah, I watch a lot of these guys who are in the towing business up in like Utah, I think, or someplace like that. I think I mentioned this camera, the Logitech Stream Cam. See, I've got, let's see, back over here. Now I've got this Avery Media up there, but I don't know how many. Here's a Logitech C920, I think it is. A good inexpensive camera, but here's something that probably cost $19 from China, and it actually works well. And I'd like to hook up one or two of these in addition to the one that I've got going, but I'm afraid it would mess with the the audio in some way. The person that mentioned I should consider using my cell phone for the audio, for the video and audio, especially the video. By the way, here's the 4K Brio camera. Logitech. Man, that's... Wow. Is that Coke that splattered on it? Little spots of... Anyway, I don't want to do anything that's going to mess up the the audio. Be kind of nice to, but I don't have any room in, you know. Be kind of nice to have, because I see a lot of these people making, you know, YouTube videos, and they have that cushioning, sound audio cushioning on their walls and ceiling sometimes. That would be nice. I don't really object, though. I mean, it doesn't bother me that you can hear aircraft flying over, although we are 5 miles directly from a joint reserve air base, Navy, Air Force, and Marines, you know, fly out of there, and during the week, I don't know, they might skip a week or something, but during the week they go up and do their training and that type of stuff. And sometimes they're really loud. And there's a few times they're so loud I just have to stop talking for a few seconds or something. I like watching some of the, in a way, some of the car chase things. But on the other hand, I do get upset. And I don't like getting upset. You know, I just get upset because, and now, I was a hospital security officer for 30 years, and I was a reserve police officer for, I don't know, 10 years or so. I forget exactly how long. That's something I do want to make some videos and playlist and put some stuff maybe in, you know, go back and look up. And then in that playlist, it would be like the year or something. And you could see me talking about things that happened, and there'd be some pictures, that kind of stuff. I'd like to do something like that. I'm not sure anybody's interested. But anyway. We never received, like I was grandfathered. I didn't have to go through the police academy, but I was offered the choice. Jim, you don't have to go, you're grandfathered. And I said, no, I'd like to go. So I went through the reserve officer training course, which was the same as the full-time officers for Kansas City, Missouri Police Department and the other police departments that sent people. You know, I was sent for the Raymore PD, although, like I said, I was grandfathered. I didn't have to go. But we got the same test that the full-time officers got. What we didn't get was, we got a little bit of, you know, martial arts or grabs and holds and stuff like that, and officer or revolver retention. We got, you know, that kind of stuff. We had to get revolver retention and that other stuff anyway, you know, once a year training. But what we didn't get, now the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department Reserve officers, they went through with us, but after, then the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department gave them, you know, vehicle training. I don't know if they taught them pit maneuvers or not, but anyway, we had no training in pit maneuvers and a few other things. But in general, it was the same, you know, same material, just compressed. And then too, with the full-time officers, say for Kansas City, Missouri Police Department, you had the same material that we had, the same test on, you know, various subjects. But each day then you had some calisthenics and stuff like that. And for the reserve we had, you know, I don't know, 2 or 3 days or something, that was it. And so, anyway, how did I get on that subject? Oh, anyway. Oh, but anyway, these police videos that I watch, that a lot of people watch, I do get upset when it goes on, and then some of the, and of course sitting there, or, sitting here watching it, that's different. Except I'm surprised that it does, I do get so pissed off, watching it, the police will pit maneuver some vehicle, and then the vehicle spins or something, and it just keeps on going, and then they do it again, and the police cars come in, and of course they make sure that they don't get in a position of crossfire, and then the person, is able to drive away, and I'm thinking, damn it, pull up, block them, and just don't shoot each other, you know what I mean? But no, they're so careful, and then the car drives away, I just get upset. And it kind of shows you, I'm not sure, maybe the rest of, depending on your experience, and stuff. Maybe other people don't, but I can understand. And I had a few high-speed chases, very few. And for a long time, this is a small community, which at the beginning for years did not have any full-time officers. I patrolled on Sundays, and it was sort of up to me. I could decide when I wanted to go in, and I could decide how long I wanted to stay. But and like on Sundays, I'd usually go in maybe 6 p.m., maybe 5 p.m., which was early. Because see, I had I varied a little bit during the 9 years that I worked at the one hospital right out there, but I would stay because I had Sunday and Monday off, and so I would stay, late. And eventually we finally when they finally hired one full-time police officer. Well, in the beginning they hired a full-time dispatcher. Then they hired a full-time, police officer. And he would come in, I think like 11 p.m. at night or something, so I would stay over as many hours as I could, so there would be somebody. Now, when I came in, there wasn't anybody with me. But anyway, when he would come in, I would stay over for a few hours. But one thing there in the beginning, our cars were so crappy. And there was that was a situation, well, I was stayed over, so it was probably a Sunday night, maybe, I'm guessing. Because that was my night to patrol. But occasionally the police department called me in, and paid me, full-time wages, even when we didn't have, but anyway, I stayed over, and sure enough, about 2 a.m. in the morning or whatever, the full-time officer, the new officer, was chasing a car with 2 occupants in it, and they'd been out breaking into homes, which those guys must have been pretty brave, because and stealing guns, and anyway, oh, okay. Finally, we had just, at some point, just gotten, the cars we had, patrol cars we had before, were just, because the city did not have much money. If they'd had money, they'd have hired some, full-time officers. But so anyway, the officer was chasing, them, and then I joined into the chase, and then going from the highway down onto the interstate highway, which is a ramp, finally our cars were, we had decent cars. And I hadn't had a lot of experience with a type of patrol car you should be driving. And I forget now what the speed was. It was really high. And I turned onto that ramp going down onto 71 highway. I think they call it something else now. And I looked at the speedometer as I was going. I thought, oh God, I didn't know this. We had a car that would go that fast. But those were few and far between. I didn't crash. What would have been bad? Well, one would have been bad, to smash up one of our new cars. And the other thing would have been bad for me to be smashed up, and also would have been, if I survived, would have been embarrassing, was right there was the hospital that I worked at full-time, Research Belton Hospital. So I would have crashed right in front of the hospital. That would not have been good. Anyway, back to let's see. These short videos are really good. I never had any, I think I'm signed up for TikTok. I think I'm signed up for TikTok. I have been for a long time because I've, over the years, signed up for everything. And then Yahoo would take it over, buy it or something or other, and I'd end up sometimes with two user accounts and everything. So, but I really was not. I heard about people talking about the TikTok, and anyway, I watched a few. Now, of course, YouTube has, I think they're 1 minute videos, and I told myself, and I've mentioned, I think, online here, that it takes me 10 minutes just to say that I'm Jim Howard here in Fort Worth, Texas, But some of these people really can really, I admire them. They can really make a short video that, gets across a line or something that's interesting or whatever. I watched The Raccoon Whisperer, from a long time ago, and then of course I watched after a while. I get, but occasionally I still check in. As I mentioned, I'm going to be studying to try to get my general class ham license. I'm a tech now, and the next step up is general class. And there's a whole bunch of YouTube videos about amateur radio, and there's even ones that try to teach you what you need for tech or what you need for general class or whatever. And I've never watched any of the ones like that. I've watched other ones, things on ham radio, but I'm going to be using the general class. I'm going to watch the I forget how many, 5, 6, 7 YouTube videos on how to get your, working you through it. So I'll be giving that a try. I've also got a manual to go through. And I'm also signed up for, not very much money, but I signed up in the past for an online training place that you can, for ham radio. You can use it for free, but if you want it to keep track of how you're doing, percentage-wise on each area and all that kind of stuff, then they charge a small amount. And I, in the past, paid for the tech one, which really wasn't necessary. The test is pretty easy. The general is more difficult. But let's see here. It's just amazing the number of Russian YouTube videos on dancing, gymnastics, and all that type of stuff. Parents over there must really be trying to get their daughters, I think, mainly, because you hardly ever see a boy, in with them. And I'm guessing that that's like over here in the United States and maybe the UK or something. There'd be classes or stuff on, baseball or football or soccer or that kind of stuff. I'm thinking in the did I say USSR? I mean Russia. I'm thinking that it must be an awful lot of parents think that their daughter can become a ballerina or whatever they call the one that, that not one, but ones that are whatever that thing would be, the advanced or something. I also watched the 74 Gear guy videos. He's pilot of the 74. Anyway, he makes excellent, interesting videos, and I like him. But I'm an old man, so things piss me off occasionally. He made a video, I don't know, some place back, and where he talked about, see, he flies a very small percentage is flying, passengers. I think he said 95% of the aircraft that he flies are cargo planes. And but anyway, so he was on a passenger flight, and he found out that there was a new stewardess there, and she'd only been working for like a month. And so he told the other pilot, hey, let's have some fun. I'm going to have some fun with her. And he pulled a practical joke on her. And anyway, what he did was, right behind where the cabin is, for the pilots, there's a restroom. And so he took his cell phone, I think it was, or was it his tablet? Anyway, cell phone, I guess. Yeah. So he went into the thing, and he made a video. Now, he didn't go to the bathroom, but he went in there and made a video of that. And he came out, and then on his tablet, he took the video. Oh, then he left his cell phone in there. And, then when he, I guess he went back in or something. I forget the details, but he comes out. Then he goes to his tablet and he edits the thing so that it shows him going into the toilet. And so then he edits the thing with just down to that part of him going in and then of him leaving. And then there always has to be two people, in the cabin. So then he calls the stewardess and asks her to come by and stand by because he has to go to the bathroom. And so she comes in there, and he leaves the tablet running with the video that he just edited of him going into the bathroom and then coming out. And So he leaves that running. So she comes in and she's so happy that that's the first time she got to go up into into the cabin and see and then I guess she could go home and, tell her family, I was in the cabin, blah, blah, blah. So, but anyway, she goes in, then she looks over, and then she sees the tablet running with him going into the bathroom and then him coming out or whatever. And then she asks the pilot or whatever, what's this? And he says, oh, well, we record what goes on in the bathroom. It's funny or something like that. And then she leaves. And then she goes back and tells a, senior whatever. So anyway, when the pilots get ready to, when they're leaving the airplanes, I forget what it was, they noticed something was unusual. And they left, and when they got to the gate, the police were waiting for them. And I just thought, no, and like I said, I like him, he makes great videos. And anyway, they got called before the personnel, code compliance or whatever it was, and they got a talking to and a warning, don't pull any, But I was just surprised that he was so immature to pull a stunt like that. And I thought, don't play games on your job. I don't care what your job is. Don't do your job and don't try to be. So I was kind of disappointed in him, but I'm not perfect, even though I think I am. The Colt Clark family, I'm sure you've seen their videos. His father, 6-year-old daughter, 9-year-old son, 10-year-old son. Yeah, I'll put the link maybe below. Yeah, if you haven't checked them out, you ought to check them out. Huh. Oops. Oh, you didn't see that. Let me switch back here. Oops. Okay, it's not showing up because it shows up when you this way. But since I already did that, then I can't do it or whatever over here again. Anyway, and I guess because they have a playlist. Here's something, dash camera for license plates.
Hey, what's up guys? So in this video we're going to be taking a look at a dash cam that's specifically designed to help you capture important details like license plates. Now in some earlier videos we took a look at the...
That's interesting. I don't have a car, but I am thinking about getting sometime a Google Pixel 6a. I've got a 4a. YouTube has, 1-minute videos. I haven't made any yet. It'd be really difficult for me to make any. Oh, here's the LX10. The guy, is thing here says still relevant in 2021. I loved cameras since I was in grade school. I was always interested in photography and had a bunch of different cameras over the years. And I think now that, well, one thing, I'm old and everything like that, but two, I think cell phones and their cameras are a way to go. I mean, not if you're making a real, a movie or something, or even something, at some point, yeah, you know. And, like GoPro for, if you're making videos on motorcycles and that kind of stuff. Here's another one of the guys that I watch, that works on cars and makes cars and does various things. I enjoy watching them. And there's a lot of welding going on there, and I was a welder for many, many years. Built railroad cars and trucks, and then massive, mining trucks that were, well, the biggest you've ever seen. For that job, for the Dart Truck Company, worked in the body shop. I enjoyed it. I'd worked there for quite a few years. I got seniority, enough seniority I could, move around a little bit. And I even had enough seniority where Kenworth owned the Dart Company, truck company. That was, Kenworth trucks over the road, 18-wheelers and stuff. And then they had that, and they were, in Kansas City, the factories were right next to each other. And I had enough seniority that I could have transferred over into the Kenworth division, except it would have been on second shift, not day shift. And I'd worked my way from midnight shift, to the second shift and then to the day shift. But I sort of wish that I had transferred over into the Kenworth division. But anyway, I got married, and the wife had just started before we got married, had just started a tropical fish shop. And then at some point, she wanted me to take it over, with her. And she'd do because of her handicap, she would do the pricing and wait on customers occasionally. But basically, I was doing all this stuff. And I wish I when it transferred over to Kenworth, but because it would have been in the Kenworth building, and it would be quieter, and I'd had my own booth, my own little welding machine, and there, that type of stuff. But anyway. Okay, we're coming up on, let's look a little bit more here. Here's Think Media, I don't remember, they have YouTube microphone buyer's guide. Shotgun microphone, boom microphone, lapel, USB. Here's somebody using a digital camera. I did that a little bit. I don't know why I didn't stick. Not sure why I didn't stick with that. Because of course the picture, is outstanding. Extremely detailed, extremely sharp, and the microphone was not a problem, because I had a bunch of microphones, and the camera, like timing out, wasn't a problem, because I had, I purchased a thing that replaced the battery in it, and then plugged into AC, so that wasn't a problem. I forget what the problem was. I think some of these things I just moved on to something else. Here's a review of the Moto G stylus. I have not the 5G, I have the, and I don't have the, it's right here someplace. Where is it? I don't see it now, but I do like a stylus, but I think my next one's going to be the I've got 2 or 3 ham radios, and I never use them. And I'm not sure why I'm upgrading, really. Because it all of a sudden, in the last few years, it's got, where you have ham radio guys, especially like driving to work in the morning, they'll be on the ham radio talking to, other guys as they're going, and the same with, coming home from work and that type of stuff. But a few years ago, because of, Trumpism and that type of stuff, and I'm in Texas, well, like, I haven't turned the ham radio on for probably weeks. Well, I take that back. When I had some rain or whatever, I turned it on and checked to see if the weather net was on, and listened to the National Weather Bureau's, report. But anyway, I turned the ham radio on the other day, and, of course you talk back, they talk back and forth. But this one guy and I only heard him because then I turned it off, and he said, these people wearing the mask, I'm sick and tired of these people wearing the mask. Yeah, well, especially these dumbasses that are in their car wearing their mask, the people riding the motorcycles that are wearing a mask, and going on about that. And he says, yeah, a few people died from the virus. Not many, but a few died. And he said, well, yeah, I knew 10 people that died from the virus. Now, of course, they were all old and had, other conditions, and that's the reason that they died. And I thought, okay, I turned turned the ham radio off. And it's become a lot, I think, a lot of that recently. And I just don't want to hear that. I mean, they're entitled to their views, but I don't want to listen to it, and that's what there's now a lot of that going on about. I did finally, just the other day, I think I did. I joined the local amateur radio club to help support them. And because I've been here quite a while, and I hadn't got around to, well, one thing, their websites suck. You'd think that somebody there would know how to, like some of their pages, the colors are so you can't even, read it, because of, you can't even, it's, I don't know what would be bad, pink on red or red on pink, and you can't even make out what it is. Although I think they just updated their thing. But then there's, I couldn't find anywhere where there was a thing where I could click and pay by PayPal for the $42 a year for membership or whatever. And so anyway, I finally left something and got a guy entered back right away. And so I had to fill the thing out, the application out online, and then the thing said I could pay by PayPal, and there wasn't anything to click on. So I just gave my email address or something, and so I'm not sure they haven't taken the $42 out yet. Anyway, I think that's probably enough. pretty pleased with sugar on it. Use that link above. If you're going to go to Amazon for anything, use the link. Wait a minute, is there... yeah, okay. I was looking at the thing. I wasn't sure. Yeah. So anyway, thank you very much for watching.